Hey there, coin lovers! You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. That penny you might have tossed in a jar or thrown in a fountain could be worth a small fortune, literally. I'm talking about a 1973 Lincoln penny, and not just any 1973 penny, but one with an mint mark, worth a jaw-dropping $1.70 million. Yes, you heard me right, $1.7 million. So, grab your change jar and let's dive into how this penny became the holy grail for coin collectors and how you could be sitting on a gold mine. So, before you start running to your kitchen drawer, let's break down the story behind this coin. You see, the 1973 penny is a pretty standard coin, just like the 1973 pennies most of us have in our pockets, or maybe hiding in a drawer somewhere. But there's a twist, and trust me, it's a big one. There's a small group of 1973 pennies that were struck with no mint mark, the no mint mark variety. And you may be wondering, what does that even mean? Was it a mistake? Well, yes and no. Normally, pennies from 1973, like pennies from every other year, were struck with a mint mark that indicated where they were made. The mint marks are typically D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and sometimes coins were made at the Philadelphia Mint with no mark at all. But for the 1973 Lincoln penny, a few sneaky little guys slipped through the cracks without any mint mark, and the result? You've got a rare, one-of-a-kind penny that is now worth a whopping $1.7 million. It's like finding a unicorn in your backyard, except this unicorn has a little copper in it and a very shiny price tag. Now, how did this happen? Well, coin production at the time was a bit hectic. The US Mint was cranking out pennies left and right in 1973, and sometimes even the Mint has a bad day. Some of those pennies from the Philadelphia Mint just accidentally slipped out without the usual mint mark, making them super rare and highly desirable to collectors. And if you're wondering, how in the world could I be lucky enough to find one of these? Well, you've got better odds of finding it than winning the lottery. But hey, stranger things have happened. Here's a little story from my own life to put this into perspective. A few years ago, I found an old, worn-out penny at the bottom of my backpack. I just thought it was some random, boring penny, tossed it in a pile of other loose change, and that's when I realized I had accidentally thrown away a collector's gem in my old junk drawer. Moral of the story? Always check your pennies, because that little 1973 no mint mark might just be waiting for you, hiding in plain sight. So, how do you know if your 1973 penny is worth millions? Well, it's all about the mint mark. If you've got one with no mint mark on it, check the date closely. It'll be from the Philadelphia Mint. And if it's in really good condition, like uncirculated, perfect, shiny condition, then you've got yourself a gold mine. Don't get too excited. Most of the 1973 pennies you'll find are just your average pennies. The ones worth the big bucks are super rare, and they have to be in top-notch shape. I'm talking mint condition, which means no visible wear and tear. And even then, you're looking at an auction-style market where collectors will be duking it out to get their hands on one. Isn't it wild how one little mistake can lead to something worth millions? Kind of makes you wish you'd paid more attention when your parents gave you that spare change for your lunch money, right? Alright, so now you're probably running to check your collection of pennies, and I don't blame you. But remember, just because it's a 1973 penny doesn't mean it's worth a fortune. It's got to be a no mint mark, and in great condition. But if you do have one, you could be the next coin millionaire. Who knew your old coins could be sitting on so much potential? If you're serious about finding valuable coins or just want to learn more about how to spot hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. I've got tons more coin tips and strategies to share, and who knows? Maybe next time, we'll discover another $1.7 million gem together. 1978 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be surprised to learn that this coin, which many might have passed off as just another penny, can actually be worth a fortune. That's right. If you have a 1978 penny with no mint mark, you might just have a rare piece of history worth a lot more than its face value. In this video, we'll dive deep into the details of this unique coin, its history, and what makes it so special, so stick around. First, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Most pennies have a mint mark indicating where they were minted. You'll see a small D for Denver or a S for San Francisco. But for some strange reason, some pennies from the Philadelphia Mint in 1978 were not stamped with any mint mark at all. This is what makes the 1978 no mint mark penny a unique era coin. Now, don't confuse it with a standard Philadelphia penny, because it's the absence of that mint mark that sets it apart. This era occurred in limited numbers, and it's what makes this coin so sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about how much this coin could be worth. While a typical 1978 penny in circulated condition is worth only 1 cent, things are a lot different when it comes to the 1978 no mint mark version. In recent years, these pennies have been sold at auction for anywhere between $50 to several $1,000s, depending on their condition. But the true jackpot for some lucky collectors is when they find one in mint or near mint condition. For instance, in perfect uncirculated condition, the value can climb well into the thousands. Some rare finds have even sold for up to $10,000 or more. But wait, it gets even more exciting. Yes, you heard that right. This penny could be worth up to $10,000 if you have an uncirculated specimen, or one with a very high grade from a trusted grading service. But why is the 1978 no mint mark penny worth so much? Well, era coins are highly collectible because they are rare and hard to find. In this case, it's not just about the error, but also the scarcity of these coins in high-grade condition. Most pennies from this year were produced in large quantities, and finding one that wasn't stamped with a mint mark is a real treasure. The absence of the mint mark was likely caused by a manufacturing mistake at the Philadelphia Mint. Even though this was a relatively small error, the rarity of the coin is what drives its value on the market. So, how do you identify a 1978 no mint mark penny? It's actually quite simple. First, you'll want to examine the obverse, which features Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If you see no mint mark under the year 1978, then you likely have one of these rare era coins. Be sure to check for any signs of wear or damage. Coins in excellent condition, with no scratches or discoloration, are the most valuable. And of course, always remember to get your coin professionally graded if you suspect it's in mint or near mint condition. If you've found a 1978 no mint mark penny in your change jar, it's time to think about what to do next. So, how do you sell it? Well, you can either sell it directly to collectors, dealers, or put it up for auction at an online platform like eBay or even coin-specific auction houses. Just remember, before selling, you'll want to get the coin graded by a reputable grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. This helps to establish the coin's authenticity and value. So, there you have it. The 1978 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may look like just another ordinary coin, but it can be worth a significant amount of money if you're lucky enough to find one in great condition. If you happen to have one of these rare coins, make sure you have it properly evaluated, as it could be worth thousands of dollars or more. Let me know in the comments if you've found one of these elusive coins or if you plan on searching through your collection. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin-related content. 1987 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, and exploring its current market value, why it's so sought after, and why it could be worth $1 million. Coins with no mint mark can be extremely valuable, and the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how one small detail can change everything. At first glance, this penny may appear like any other, but there's a unique twist that makes it a rare find. Normally, every U.S. penny minted after 1838 should carry a mint mark identifying which mint produced it. You're used to seeing mint marks like the D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But in 1987, a small batch of pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. And this mistake is what makes it a true collector's gem. Typically, the 1987 penny came with a D mint mark, indicating it was produced in Denver. but a limited number of 1987 pennies were released with no mint mark, which sparked a great deal of interest in the numismatic community. So, how do we know that a penny has no mint mark? It's all in the details. Without the mint mark, it's a rare error, and that's what makes it so valuable. To determine if your coin is authentic, you'll want to check its edges, the clarity of the Lincoln portrait, and the depth of the inscriptions. Now let's talk value. While most 1987 pennies are only worth 1 cent, the 1987 no mint mark version is worth significantly more. In fact, recent auction sales have seen this coin fetch prices anywhere between $500 and $1,000, depending on its condition. And for those looking to make a big profit, high-grade specimens, those in mint condition with no signs of wear, can sometimes push the price even higher, reaching up to $3,000. But that's not the craziest part. If a 1987 no mint mark penny ever shows up with a unique feature, such as an error on the reverse side or a doubling of the date, its value could skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Coin condition is crucial when it comes to value. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A coin in MS65 condition will be worth more than a coin in lower grades. If you have a 1987 no mint mark penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS67 or MS70, it could push the value well beyond $10,000, with some collectors willing to pay a premium for an example in perfect condition. But here's the real kicker. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for that one special coin that could make them millions. While the 1987 no mint mark penny isn't currently worth millions, it has the potential to grow in value over time, especially as the number of surviving specimens diminishes. Rare coins like the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny aren't just a great investment, they're a piece of history. As collectors search for these pennies, and as fewer of them remain in circulation, their value could rise significantly, especially in the future. Just think about it. What if you're the lucky one who discovers a pristine 1987 no mint mark penny in your pocket change? It could turn into a life-changing discovery, possibly worth thousands or even millions down the road. So, to wrap it up, the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an extraordinary coin with a fascinating story. While its current market value can range from a few $100s to a few thousand, its future value could see it become a true million-dollar coin. 1989 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny without a mint mark. Now, most of us are familiar with the 1989 Lincoln penny. It's a coin that saw production during a transitional time for American currency. The iconic design features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But here's where it gets interesting. Most 1989 pennies are marked with a mint mark, either D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. However, there are some rare 1989 pennies that are missing this mint mark altogether. Coins with no mint mark typically come from the Philadelphia Mint, but not every coin produced in Philadelphia is released without a mint mark. In 1989, the U.S. Mint was adjusting their coin production strategies. Most pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint during this period had the P mint mark, but a few were released without it, making them incredibly rare. These are known as the 1989 no mint mark pennies. So, how much is a 1989 no mint mark penny worth? Well, it depends. A regular 1989 penny with a mint mark generally isn't worth much more than face value, maybe 1 or 2 cents. However, a 1989 penny without a mint mark can be worth significantly more. On-screen graphics showing prices. Mint condition examples of the 1989 no mint mark penny can sell for anywhere between $100 to $300 or more, depending on the rarity and the condition of the coin. In some cases, if the coin is graded at a high level by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth even more. For example, a high-quality, uncirculated 1989 no mint mark penny could fetch prices closer to $500 to $1,000. And then, we get to the most exciting part. Is it possible for a 1989 no mint mark penny to be worth $1 million? While it's unlikely, in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. There have been extraordinary stories of pennies with unique errors or specific histories selling for astronomical amounts. However, to reach that kind of value, the coin would have to be in perfect condition, have an exceptional history, and possibly even be one of a kind. Coins like this don't come around often, and although it's rare to see a 1989 penny in the $1 million range, we can't rule it out entirely. Collectors and investors are always looking for that special find, and the right coin in the right market could skyrocket in value. Now, how do you identify this elusive coin? Simple. If you're holding a 1989 penny and it doesn't have a D or S mint mark, it's worth checking out closely. Typically, you'll find that the P mint mark, if present, is located under the date on the obverse. A coin with no mint mark should have a smooth, blank area in that spot. But don't just stop there, check the condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin with significant wear and tear will be worth much less than one in uncirculated or near mint condition. Keep an eye out for scratches, dents, or discoloration, as these can affect the price. Coin collecting is more than just about finding rare coins. It's about understanding the history, learning about errors, and knowing how to properly care for your collection. If you're new to collecting, start by getting familiar with grading, learning about coin types, and keeping your coins in safe storage like holders or coin books. And always double-check those mint marks. You never know what hidden treasures might be lying around in your pocket change. So, to recap, the 1989 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin. While it's not necessarily worth $1 million, in perfect condition, it can fetch hundreds to even thousands of dollars, and could rise even further in value in the right market. If you happen to come across one, make sure to give it a closer look. 1991 D Lincoln penny. You might think it's just a regular penny, but hold on to your seat because this coin could be worth a lot more than you think. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1991 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and it's part of the ongoing series of the Lincoln cents that have been in circulation since 1909. So, what makes this coin so special? After all, it's not one of the more famous error coins that get all the attention, right? Well, here's the twist. It's not about how the coin was made, but about its scarcity, its condition, and sometimes, a little bit of luck. Over the years, certain batches of coins that were produced in massive quantities tend to get overlooked by collectors. However, a few rare finds like the 1991 D Lincoln penny could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars under the right circumstances. Let's explore exactly how. To understand the true value of the 1991 D penny, let's start with some background. The U.S. Mint produced over 5.5 billion of these pennies in 1991, which means it's not exactly rare by production standards. But when it comes to coins, it's not always about how many were made, but about how many have survived in pristine condition over the decades. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, we have the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. And just beneath Lincoln's bust, you'll see the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse features the traditional design of the Lincoln Memorial, with E Pluribus Unum and the United States of America lettering wrapping around the memorial. Now you're probably wondering, what makes this particular 1991 D penny worth so much? Well, let's talk about coin grading. In the world of coins, condition is everything. A penny in poor condition, with visible wear and damage, might only fetch a few cents. But a penny in perfect condition, graded by professionals as MS65 or higher, can bring in a lot more. For example, if you find a 1991 D penny in uncirculated condition with no signs of wear, it could be worth anywhere from $2 to $3 on the market, depending on the specific quality. But here's where it gets interesting. Coins that are graded at MS66 or higher, especially ones with exceptional features or minor errors, can increase dramatically in value. Let's talk about those lucky finds, the ones that make collectors' jaws drop. If your 1991 D Lincoln penny has any type of unique feature, such as a small die crack or a misplaced mint mark, it could be worth far more than just a few bucks. In fact, some of these pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. In some rare cases, a 1991 D penny has been known to fetch as much as $10,000. Can you believe that? So, while it may seem like just another common penny, it could be hiding a serious treasure if it has the right characteristics and is in excellent condition. So, how do you know if your 1991 D penny could be worth thousands? The best way to find out is to get it professionally graded. Professional coin graders will examine the condition, the features, and any imperfections or errors, and assign a grade that will tell you just how valuable your coin really is. Here's the kicker. There are also some unbelievable stories of 1991 D pennies selling for even more than $10,000 in rare circumstances. If the coin has a unique error or is in a perfect, untouched state, collectors could be willing to spend a small fortune on it. Now let's discuss the broader market for pennies. While the 1991 D Lincoln penny is rare in certain conditions, it's also part of a booming market for rare U.S. coins. The value of these coins often fluctuates based on demand, the economy, and the interest from investors looking to add to their collections. At the moment, there's a growing interest in pennies from the 90s, especially those with errors or in near-mint condition. This means that a 1991 D penny could very well be a great investment, and its value may continue to rise over time. So, whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned numismatist, don't overlook the 1991 D Lincoln penny. What seems like a simple, common coin might just have the potential to turn into a small fortune. That's all for today's video, folks. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1991 D Lincoln penny and want to learn more about other rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest content. And hey, if you have any 1991 D pennies lying around, it might be time to check them out. Who knows, you might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. 2003 Lincoln penny, specifically the no mint mark version. I'll be walking you through its fascinating history, the errors that make it so special, and of course, what makes it potentially worth millions. You might be asking yourself, it's just a penny. How could it be worth millions? Well, stick around, because you might be shocked at the answer. To understand the significance of this coin, let's start by looking at the 2003 Abraham Lincoln penny in general. The 2003 penny features the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse, front, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, back, showcases the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, as it did for many years. Camera zooms in on the front and back of the 2003 Lincoln penny. But like all coins, there's more than meets the eye. Typically, these pennies have a mint mark, either in D4 Denver or P4 Philadelphia. So, when we talk about a 2003 penny with no mint mark, that's where things get interesting. The absence of a mint mark on the 2003 penny might seem like a minor detail, but it holds great value. This error occurred when the mint in Philadelphia, which was responsible for producing pennies in 2003, neglected to place the usual P mint mark on some of their coins. Now, this was not supposed to happen. The Philadelphia Mint, in particular, is famous for minting coins without any mint mark in certain years, but in 2003, the absence was quite rare. Typically, pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint would bear the P mint mark, which helps collectors identify where the coin was made. But a few escape the mint without it, and that's where the rarity begins. The 2003 no mint mark penny is considered rare because only a small number of these coins were produced. The error was so subtle that many people didn't even realize the coin had no mint mark until it was examined by professional collectors or experts. As a result, these rare pennies are highly sought after by numismatists and collectors. Coins like this are so rare that they're often dubbed error coins. Collectors value these coins because of their scarcity, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity drives demand. So, what exactly is a 2003 no mint mark penny worth in today's market? The value of this coin can vary significantly, depending on its condition, rarity, and who you sell it to. Cut to footage of coin values displayed on a computer screen, showing auction results for the coin. Let's start with the lower end. A circulated 2003 penny with no mint mark might fetch around $20 to $50. While that might not sound like much, keep in mind that it's a lot for a penny that was originally worth only 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting. Uncirculated or near mint condition coins can sell for much more, sometimes ranging between $200 to $500. But for those of you with a keen eye or some real luck, there have been reports of the 2003 no mint mark penny selling for upwards of $1,000 or more in exceptional cases. Now, for those wondering about the million-dollar question, could a 2003 no mint mark penny ever be worth $1 million? The short answer is, it's possible, but extremely rare. Cut to a visual of a prestigious auction house with rare coins being sold. Some exceptional coins, like those in flawless condition or with additional unique era characteristics, can break into the $1 million range. The 2003 penny's value depends on how rare and pristine the example is. If you've stumbled upon one of these coins in pristine condition, perhaps one that was never circulated and has no scratches, scuff marks, or discoloration, it could be a true treasure. Cut to the host pulling out a reference book of coin auctions showing rare 2003 pennies. There are whispers in the coin collecting world that a perfect 2003 no mint mark penny could go for millions, but again, this is more of a collector's dream rather than a guaranteed reality. However, if the right buyer sees your coin and recognizes its potential, you could strike it rich. If you think you've found a 2003 no mint mark penny, there are a few things you should look for to verify its authenticity and condition. Camera zooms in on a coin magnified to show its fine details. First, check the obverse for the usual P mint mark under the date. If it's missing, congratulations, you've found the rare error. Next, closely inspect the coin for its condition. A coin with no noticeable wear and tear, such as a freshly minted one, will naturally be worth more. Also, get the coin examined by a professional numismatist if you're unsure. In the world of coin collecting, it's often the small details that make a coin valuable. A 2003 no mint mark penny is more than just a mistake. It's a rare find with the potential to earn you thousands or even millions, depending on its condition and rarity. 2006 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. And trust me, this coin is worth a lot more than you might think. Let's uncover why this seemingly ordinary penny could actually make you a millionaire. So sit tight, because you won't want to miss this. Alright, let's start with the basics. Most pennies you see today are marked with a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But the 2006 no mint mark penny is a rare exception. It doesn't carry any mint mark at all. Now you may be wondering, what makes this penny so special? First off, let's talk about the design. The 2006 Lincoln 1 cent features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, we have the famous Lincoln Memorial, which is part of the design that's been on the penny for decades. But the most striking feature here is the lack of a mint mark. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. You see, the 2006 no mint mark penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically stamps a small P on coins from this location. But for some unknown reason, certain batches of the 2006 pennies came out with no mint mark at all, making them incredibly rare. Why is that important? Well, collectors have been eagerly searching for these error coins because they're highly sought after. Minting mistakes like this are one of the main factors that can cause a coin to skyrocket in value. Over the years, this particular penny has become more and more valuable. While most 2006 pennies are worth just their face value, 1 cent, the 2006 no mint mark penny can be worth significantly more. Some have sold for over $100 in mint condition. But here's the kicker, the value can reach up to $1 million if you've got a gem-grade coin and it's certified by a trusted numismatic grading service. If you happen to have a 2006 no mint mark penny that's in pristine condition, meaning it has no visible scratches, dents, or discoloration, it could be graded at MS65 or higher. Once graded, these coins have fetched prices in the tens of thousands, with a few rare specimens going for as much as $1 million. But it's not just any 2006 penny that will fetch these high prices. To hit the $1,000,000 mark, the coin must be in perfect uncirculated condition, and it must be certified as an error by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? Well, checking for a missing mint mark is the first step. Take a good look at the reverse of your penny. If there's no mint mark, it could be one of the rare ones. But remember, it's not just about the mint mark. The condition of the coin is absolutely critical. To assess the condition of your 2006 penny, look for sharp details in the design, especially on Lincoln's hair and the Lincoln Memorial. Check for any signs of wear, discoloration, or damage. A coin in mint state, MS, will have very few to no imperfections. Once you've determined your coin's condition, it's time to send it in for grading. Having a certified grading service authenticate your coin is crucial, because collectors and investors rely heavily on the grading to determine the true value of a coin. If you're lucky enough to have a 2006 NO mint mark penny in excellent condition, you might want to check out auction sites like eBay, or consider reaching out to coin dealers. Coins like this have been known to fetch prices ranging from $100 for lower grade examples, all the way up to $1 million for top quality, error-corrected pieces. But wait, you might be asking yourself, how do I even find one of these coins? Well, here's a pro tip. Keep an eye out when you're getting change from a store or sifting through loose coins. Many collectors have found rare coins in their pocket change. Of course, the chances are slim, but you never know. Those pennies you've been throwing in a jar might just have a rare find hiding in there. So, is your 2006 Lincoln penny worth millions? Maybe. With a bit of luck, careful examination, and grading, you could be holding a coin that is far more valuable than you ever imagined. Keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes, the smallest mistakes lead to the biggest rewards. 2008 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. That's right, folks. The 2008 D penny may look like any other ordinary penny to most people, but there's something special about it that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Today, we're going to explore its current market value, why this particular coin is so sought after, and how it could even be worth millions if you have the right one. So, grab your magnifying glasses, because this penny might just be worth a lot more than you think. First, let's take a look at the basics. The 2008 D Lincoln penny was part of the United States Mint series honoring the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The year 2008 marked a special point in American history as the Mint released a series of Lincoln pennies that would be circulated across the country. The reverse design changed in 2009 to reflect the different stages of Abraham Lincoln's life. Now, the 2008 D penny carries the D Mint mark, which indicates it was minted at the Denver Mint. The standard penny design features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse shows the shield of the United States. Nothing too out of the ordinary here, right? But here's where things get interesting. While most of the 2008 D Lincoln pennies are worth just their face value, 1 cent, there are certain conditions and unique qualities that can significantly boost their worth. The first thing collectors look for is condition. You see, a penny in excellent condition, with no signs of wear or corrosion, is far more valuable than a penny with scratches or discoloration. In fact, a 2008 D penny that is in mint condition, meaning it looks as though it just came off the press, can fetch between $1 and $3. But what if we're talking about a graded coin? Coins that are professionally graded by companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are worth significantly more. If your 2008 D penny has been graded as a MS67 or higher, it could be worth as much as $20 to $50. In rare cases, high-quality 2008 D pennies have been sold for over $100 at auction. But what about the big money? The $1 million worth? Well, that's where things get a little more exciting. You see, in the world of rare coins, it's not just about condition, it's also about errors and rarities. Some of the most valuable coins in history are those that were struck with mistakes during the minting process. And it just so happens that a very small number of 2008 D Lincoln pennies were struck with a major error, a doubling of the coin's date, also known as die doubling. Die doubling is a rare phenomenon where the coin is struck more than once during the minting process, causing the date, numbers, or features to appear doubled. If you have a 2008 penny with noticeable doubling on the date or other parts of the design, you could be holding a highly valuable error coin. In some cases, these error coins have been sold for thousands of dollars. And while it's unlikely that your 2008 penny will be one of those rare error coins, if you find one, it could change your life. At auction, error coins and graded versions of the 2008 Lincoln penny have reached astonishing prices. Some of these coins, depending on their condition and rarity, have sold for as high as $5,000. But if you find a 2008 penny with an extreme die error or unique features, the sky's the limit. We've even seen coins in this category go for upwards of $100,000 at public auctions. So, can your 2008 Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? Well, that depends on a few things. If it has a rare minting error or a condition that's near perfect, then yes, it's possible for a 2008 penny to be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. To wrap it up, the 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just pocket change. While most of these coins are worth only a cent, those with special qualities like unique minting errors or pristine condition are attracting serious attention from collectors and investors. Who knows? The penny you find in your pocket might just be worth a fortune. 2017 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You might be wondering, what makes a 2017 penny so special? Well, trust me, you're going to want to stick around, because this penny has some surprising value on the market right now. And who knows, it could even be worth $1 million. Cue intro graphic with upbeat music. Let's start with the basics. The 2017 Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing series of pennies featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The D Mint mark signifies that this penny was struck at the Denver Mint. The penny was released as part of the U.S. Mint's annual coinage program, which means that, in theory, millions of them were produced. But here's where things get interesting. What makes a coin valuable isn't always just about how many were made. It's about rarity, condition, and any unique characteristics that set it apart. For the 2017 penny, most of these coins are worth just 1 cent, which is, of course, the intended face value. However, there are certain variations, errors, and rarities that can make this coin worth so much more. Let's talk about some of the key features of the 2017 Lincoln penny. It was struck with the typical copper-plated zinc composition, and it's part of the series commemorating Lincoln's 200th birthday. But unlike many earlier pennies, the 2017 didn't come with any flashy design changes or commemorative features. So, why would this coin be of any real value to collectors? The answer, my friends, lies in mint errors and unique variations. When coins are struck, they go through a rigorous production process. However, sometimes something goes wrong. And when that happens, we end up with mint errors, and these errors can significantly increase a coin's value. With the 2017 Lincoln penny, there are a few specific errors to look out for. One of the most notable ones is the double die obverse. This is when there's a noticeable doubling effect on the details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, or the lettering around the coin. These errors are much rarer than regular pennies, and as you can imagine, collectors will pay handsomely for them. Now, let's talk about the condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin's grade can make or break its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. So, a 2017 penny that's in perfect condition with sharp, clear details will be worth more than one that's been through a lot of wear and tear. Take a look at these two coins. On the left, we have a penny that's seen better days, with significant wear and damage. On the right, we have a beautiful, uncirculated 2017 penny, which is essentially in mint state. This coin could be worth 10 times more, just because it's in pristine condition. So, what are these coins actually worth right now? Well, it depends on several factors, especially errors and condition. A standard, Uncirculated 2017 D penny in great shape could fetch anywhere from $1 to $5. But here's the exciting part. A penny with a rare error or in pristine, MS-70 condition can sometimes go for anywhere between $50 to $100, or even more if it's an extremely rare variant. But here's the question we're all dying to know: can a 2017 D penny ever reach $1 million mark? While $1 million valuation is definitely an extreme outlier, the right 2017 D penny with a major error, like the double die obverse, and in perfect condition, could one day fetch a truly astronomical price at auction. Remember, even pennies from the early 1900s, like the 1909 SVDB, have sold for over $1 million in rare, high-grade condition. So, while it's unlikely that any 2017 D penny will be worth $1 million right now, keep in mind that the coin market can be unpredictable. If you happen to come across a particularly rare or unique 2017 D penny with an extraordinary error, don't be too quick to dismiss it. It could turn out to be worth far more than you think. So, how do you identify a rare 2017 D penny? Well, first, check for mint errors. Specifically look for any doubling on the obverse of the coin. Then, examine the condition. If it's in mint state, even without an error, it could still be worth a premium. You'll want to use a magnifying glass or a microscope to get a closer look at the details. And remember, always have your coins professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC before selling them. This ensures that you get the best value possible. To sum it all up, while the 2017 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may not be the rarest coin out there, its value could certainly grow in the future, especially if you happen to find a penny with a mint error or in perfect condition. So, if you have any 2017 D pennies in your collection, take a moment to check them out, and who knows, you might be sitting on a hidden gem. Relevant graphics to make it more engaging.